What's up, Inkie peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and I am so excited about the June printables. Welcome if you're new. I've had a whole bunch of new people here in June this month, and welcome. So every month the printables are usually released on the 15th of the month. However, this month there was a bit of a delay because I was away for a week in Brisbane teaching at the Scrapbooking and Papercraft Expo. So we had to wait until that was done until I could do these. I picked a travel theme for this month. So every month has kind of a different overlying theme to the collection, and I decided to go with travel because I was away for a week in Brisbane and I flew for the first time by myself, which was scary. And then at the very last week of May, Aaron, Archie and I went to Tasmania for the weekend, and that was my first time on a plane for a long time, for years and years and years. So I thought we'd go with a bit of a travel theme. So each month you get, if you're at the $8 tier, you get the art print. If you're at the $12 tier, you get all of the printables, and if you're at the $15 tier, you get all of the printables plus all of the videos. So just so that you're aware of what tier is what. First up, if you joined in my Inkie Quill scrap stream for yesterday, which was Sunday the 24th, that's what it was, Sunday the 24th of June. I actually did this during the live stream, and I didn't finish it during the live stream, but I did the watercoloring and I love how it worked out. So I just put "Oh, the places you will go" in brush lettering around the outside, and I love the galaxy look, and I think these pops of this purpley pinky kind of color really bring the galaxy to life. So that's the art print for this month. I have actually printed it in another way, which I'll show you in a moment, because you don't just have to use them as they're labeled. So you don't have to just use this as an art print. You can print it smaller, include it in your journals, make it into a dashboard for your planner, make it a little tip in for a traveler's notebook. You can do so many things with them. Next up, also on the live stream, I did a bit of doodling, and it's not something that I have ever done before on a live stream, and I really enjoyed it because I was able to talk to some of my Patreon peeps on the chat, and they were able to tell me ideas of things that they'd like to see, and I added a few more after the stream as well. So this is the collage sheet, and I decided to leave it black and white so that you could colour it your own way, or you could just use it black and white. So we've got a passport and some documents, lost and found signs, airmail, some globes. There's some empty clocks, and I thought this would be nice to put on like a project lifestyle page, and you could put the clock hands of different times that you did things. We've got a little car with suitcases, and then there's these 8 little circles in the center here that have kind of different travel-y destinations. So there's like camping, fire, picnic, a road. You could make this really icy. If you colored it blue, you can make it like snow. There's a beach and buildings and a camper van. And then down here, I really love these little postcards. I can't wait to use those. A couple of little words, some weather icons that I was picturing just using a 1-inch circle punch to cut these out. There's some books, some geotags, and some arrows. So even though some of these are very travel themed, the things like the arrows you can use, and this way, things that you can use anytime as well. So that is collage sheet number 1. This month you got a bonus collage sheet because I liked all the things and I couldn't resist. So usually you get an art print, a collage sheet, a printable sheet of some kind, and 2 pages of project life cards, but there's a bonus one for this month. Ooh, and I think it's my favorite out of all of them. So for this one, we have these really cute little stamps that I made using some of the different elements from the collection this month. I freaking love them. I am slightly obsessed with making them. I was originally only going to make 2, but you ended up with 7. So don't be surprised if you see stamps in like 6 months time in another collection as well, because they were really fun to make. Then we've got tons of tiny words, and majority of them are travel themed, or but there are a lot of ones like big smiles, wow, photo worthy, documented, blue skies, things that you could use for just everyday occasions as well. What I tend to do with these is I will probably cut them into the color strips, and then I will put them in a little Ziploc bag on my desk, and so that I can cut them just as needed. You can cut them all up at the start if you'd like to. You can also print this out on sticker paper, and then you'd be able to use them just as stickers. I think I have some sticker paper somewhere that's just big sheets, so I'm going to have a go at trying that tomorrow possibly. But I love tiny word stickers, you know what I'm like. And then down the bottom here we've just got some little labels that would be really fun to watercolor, and a couple of little word pieces as well. So that's your bonus collage sheet for this month. So that's number 2. Then we have your printable sheet, and what I've done is I've taken the globe that we made on the live stream, and I've made it different colors, and oh, I love them, especially this blue one. It's so pretty, and the pink, and I even did a green one because I was going for a rainbow thing. And so what you could do with these, I was imagining that you could either use them the size that they are. They would make really fun tip-ins in a journal. You could even have it coming off the page and chop part of it off. I have also printed them smaller, as you can see on this page, and I plan to use a circle punch to punch them out, and use them as just normal embellishments on my travel pages that I'm going to make. This is the art print that I printed smaller. Oh, if you can hear Archie, he's still not asleep. He's given me a bit of grief today. At least he's happy. He's talking to himself in bed. He's been in bed for about an hour just talking to himself. But here I have the art print, and I've shrunk it down so that I'm going to use it for a Project Life card. And then this is another Project Life card, but I've manipulated it to be 3x4. So you can always print things smaller, and it kind of opens up a whole new area that you can use them in, because, you know, I'm not a huge fan of big embellishments, but I thought I'd keep these big just to kind of serve as like little flaps and tip-ins and that kind of thing. They'd even make a really cool background. You could cut them out and layer them as a background on a scrapbooking page. Then we come to the pocket page cards for this month, and I've gone for a travel theme, of course, but a pretty travel theme. So I've gone with the blues and the pinks and the yellows, and it's a mixture of mixed media pieces, digital pieces, hand-drawn, doodly pieces as well. So here's this one. Let's just check it's going to focus. Archie's just singing to himself. Oh dear. We've got this one that says Bon Voyage. You could put a photo there. You could journal using a white pen. You could put a label and do some journaling. Completely up to you. We've got a filler card with a camera. Then there's this little card. This would be great to put next to a photo, and you could just add a bit of journaling on this built-in label. I also like to try and include cards that have a lot of journaling space as well, because sometimes you do have things that you want to write a lot about, especially when you're traveling. Let's focus there, Mr. Camera. So there's that page. And then over here we have another one where you can do lots and lots of journaling, lots of space here, or put a large photo. This one was really fun to make. I made this on the iPad Pro using the Procreate app and my Apple Pencil, and I just wrote travel and did a whole lot of leafy kind of things. And then this one is fun. If you have a close look, you'll see that I've made like a road map, kind of a train station type map, but I've named all of the things after some Inkie phrases, so you'll have to have a closer look there and see if you can pick any of them up. But that's it. So I really hope you enjoy the collection for June. I can't wait to dive in and use it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to film a process video tonight. I will try and upload a process video in the next couple of days because I haven't yet printed any of my travel photos from the Tasmania trip or the Brisbane trip. So I'm going to try and print some of those photos this week while Archie's slightly behaving himself and I can have a chance to do that, and then I will film a process video using some of these things. Don't forget, in order to download your printables, there's a link in this post. It's just down the bottom there, and it's just got all of the printables. With the Project Life cards, one thing I will say, you have to make sure that when you are printing them, there's a setting that says shrink to fit or fill page or fit to page, something like that. You don't want to shrink to fit because these are exactly 3 by 4 inches, and if you shrink it to fit the page, it will change the size of them slightly. So you want to make sure it's either set to fill whole page or fit to page or one of those settings, or full image, but definitely not shrink. You don't want to shrink them because that will alter the size of them. So just double check your printer settings before you do print them. The rest of them are fine if they're slightly smaller, but the pocket page cards, you definitely want the right size. And what was the other thing? Oh, I get a lot of questions about what I print them on. I have a laser printer, which isn't fabulous for printing these types of things. I bought it because I was a teacher and I was printing a lot of worksheets and things, and it was good for black and white. So I'm actually in the market for a new printer that can print like A4 sized photos really well. If you've got any suggestions, I've heard a lot of good things about there's a Brother one, I think, or an Epson one, but let me know if you've got any printer suggestions in the comments, because I'm on the hunt for a new printer. I just print, these are the master copies that go into my Patreon file, and I print them on Kodak gloss photo paper, but then I print the ones that I'm going to use just on some white cardstock from Officeworks, and I use 120 GSM, and it prints them out quite nicely. And then what I usually do is I just sit down one night in front of the TV and fussy cut all of these little collage sheets and the pocket page cards, pop them in a container so that they're ready to use. So I hope that has helped you out. If you've got any questions, if you're new, put them in the comments down below and I will make sure that I can answer them for you. But yes, so if you are new, you've got 10 other months worth of stuff to download too. Oh, I should add, sorry, I'm talking a lot, I know. On the main Inkie Quill Patreon page, if you scroll down on the left hand side somewhere, there's a bit that says featured tags, and if you click on the one that says printables, it will bring up every single post that I've ever done about the printables or containing the printables. So that's where it would be easiest to download past months of printables, and also see the process videos and things that I make using them as well. Alright guys, I'm going to go and start cutting these up, or no, actually I'm going to go and edit these videos so I can finally get it up for you, and then look out for a process video in the next couple of days as well. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!